Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. Today we are going to do a Reformer Pilates workout focusing on lengthening, aligning and strengthening the full body. We're going to need a couple of weights. So I have 1 kg here. Feel free to use a lighter or heavier if you wish. We're going to start with one of them close by on the platform. We're going to go into our warm-up. We're going to have our feet in a V shape. Toes are going to be connecting with the foot bar. Heels are going to be together underneath the foot bar. You're going to reach the hands back either onto the shoulder rests or onto the carriage. All we're going to do here is send the legs out long, allowing the knees to kiss and keeping the heels together. Take the knees wide. Sending those legs out long and then bending them back in to return the carriage. All the way out straight and then bend back in. Keep those toes turned out. We're keeping that V shape in the feet the whole time here. After we've done about 8 of these, we're going to close the carriage all the way in. We're going to keep our position exactly as the same, but the left hand is now going to go onto the foot bar between our toes. We're going to twist towards this right side of the room and just hold our gaze over our right shoulder. Come back to the middle. Take the right hand now instead onto the foot bar, and the left hand is going to reach back. We're going to twist this way now. And then we're going to come back to the middle. We're going to shuffle on down towards the end of the carriage. We're going to lie on our back for our footwork here. I'm going to take my right leg up into a tabletop position. The left leg is going to stay fixed in to the foot bar. The ball of that foot is going to be fixed in, toes pointing up towards the ceiling. The arms can just lengthen alongside the body. We're going to take the left leg out to open the carriage and then bend back in to return the carriage. I have 1 medium and 1 light spring, which is 1 red and 1 blue. If you want to go a little bit heavier for this, you can. We're going to start to draw the right knee in towards the chest, and then we're going to take that leg long over the foot bar 1 time. And then the next time, it's going to go under the foot bar. 1 time over. The next time under the foot bar. Keep pointing the toes as we keep lengthening through that leg every single time we send that foot over or under the foot bar. We'll do a few more like this, drawing that knee in towards the chest every single time. Working with the breath here. Last time under. On this next one, we're going to hold the left leg out to keep the carriage open. We're going to send that right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep pointing the toes. We're going to circle that leg as we open it out and then bend into both knees to close the carriage. All the way out with that left leg. Open that right leg up and draw a big circle here. Most important thing is to keep the pelvis really nice and stable. We want to keep the rest of the body neutral as we do this. We don't want to start to lift off. We want to keep everything completely square in the torso towards the ceiling. And once we've done about 8 of these, we're going to close the carriage and swap the feet over. Bend in, place the right foot down. The ball of the right foot is now going to be fixed in, toes pointing up. We're going to take our left leg up into tabletop now. Send the right leg all the way out straight. And then bend back in to return. All the way out straight with the right leg. And after we've done a few of those, we're going to draw the left knee in towards the chest. And then take it over the foot bar 1 time. And then take it under the foot bar. Again, 1 time over the foot bar. One time under, keep drawing that left knee in towards the chest between every single one. Keep lengthening through that left leg. Now we're holding the carriage completely still as we send the right leg out for a second or two before we bring it back in. And then we're going to hold the right leg out, send the left leg up straight towards the ceiling, keep pointing the toes. We're going to open that left side out, draw a big circle and bend into both knees to close. All the way out straight with the right leg, take the left leg up, draw a big circle. Doesn't matter how big the circle is, the most important thing is that stability in the pelvis. If you feel like you start lifting at all, make it a little bit smaller. And then again, once we've done about 8 of these, we're going to close the carriage all the way in now. I'm going to grab my weight that's on the platform. I'm going to take it in my left hand and I'm going to take the strap in the right hand. I'm going to start with the big loop to begin with. You can choose the short loop if you'd like more tension here. The feet are going to come off into that tabletop position. We're going to take both arms down towards the carriage and then take them back towards the ceiling. Keep lengthening through both arms as we take the arms down and then back up straight. It's going to feel a little bit weird at first to have just one weight in one hand and all the tension in the other hand. You might feel a little bit lopsided, but don't worry, we will do both sides. I'm going to move on to the short loop now for this next one, as I'd like a little bit more tension. I'm going to combine some leg extensions now with the arms. So as I lower the arms down, I'm going to send the legs together out in front and then bend them back into return. This is optional. If you want to keep the legs in tabletop and just try the short loop, please do. Otherwise, you're going to stay on the big loop and keep the legs in tabletop. Keep pressing the back into the carriage as we take both the arms and the legs down. I've still got the red and the blue on, so it's quite a challenge to lower those arms down together. The right hand has all the tension now. Last 2. And last 1. Bend back in. I'm just going to swap the hands over now. So I'm going to have the weight in the right hand. I'm going to take the strap into the left hand. Just reset the spine a little bit. Take the knees from side to side. That left hand is going to come up and the right hand is going to be completely parallel with the weight. I'm going to lower those arms down together and then take them back towards the ceiling. Just lowering those arms down together, just hovering over the carriage, and then take them back towards the ceiling. Keep pressing the entire back. We want to imprint our spine into the carriage here. Once I've done about 10 of these, again, I'm going to move on to the short loop. And I'm going to start adding in the legs together. Keep pressing the back into the carriage as I send the legs out long, lengthening again through the entire body. Legs and arms are going out together. Keep pointing the toes over the foot bar. Can you get those legs any lower? Let's see how low you can get them. And then once you've done about 8 of these again, we're going to bring the knees back in towards the body. Get rid of that weight in the right hand, place it on the floor. You're going to take the strap now, again, the short loop in the right hand. We're going to bring our heels hip distance apart onto the foot bar. We're going to hold those arms up straight, keeping all the tension into the arms as we dig the heels in, tilt the pelvis and peel all the way up into a lovely long glute bridge, holding at the top for a couple of seconds before we start to peel down, touching again one vertebrae at a time, getting that nice articulation into our spine every single time. Keeping the tension on the ropes the whole time here. Really nice and controlled. We don't want the carriage to move at all here. We're keeping the tension in the ropes. If it's not comfortable to have the heels on, you can adjust your feet to have the arches or the ball of the feet instead glued into the foot bar, but having the heels here just make sure you can get the really nice big range into the glute bridge. Making each one even slower, really nice and controlled, taking your time to peel all the way up with control and coming down even slower. One vertebrae at a time touches down onto the carriage. Let's do 2 more like this. We're aiming for about 8 to 10 of these full repetitions. And peeling all the way back down. As soon as the pelvis is down, I'm going to take the right strap back and I'm going to have my left foot in the big loop here. And I'm going to send that leg up long towards the ceiling. The right leg is going to come into tabletop. I'm going to send that leg down towards the springs and then take it back towards the ceiling, pointing the toes as that foot goes down towards the springs, and then flexing the foot as it goes back towards the ceiling. I'm going to now start to draw a circle again, taking that foot down towards the springs and then opening out, drawing a big circle. The reason why I've got my hands on my hips is just to make sure I'm keeping my pelvis stable. If you want to, you can also take your arms just alongside you on the carriage if you feel like that's going to help to stabilize you here. You want to watch out for that right foot. We don't want to allow that right foot to drop. We're going to keep it here. That ankle should be in alignment with the knee. And then let's change direction of the circle. So from the top, we're going to open it out. It's usually harder this way. Take it down in line with the foot bar and then back towards the ceiling. Just make sure your body is in one beautiful long line right down the middle of the carriage here. We don't want to start leaning over to one side, twisting over, and eventually finding out we're on an angle. Again, the circle doesn't have to be huge. The most important thing is to keep the body in alignment, keeping the pelvis stable the whole time. Last one this way. And relax. I'm going to take that strap again. It's going to go over the right foot. So I'm going to have both the feet in the straps now. I'm going to take the legs down to 45 degrees. I'm going to start to curl up, taking my gaze towards my knees in front. I'm going to float the arms up and I'm going to start to pulse the arms up and down here. I'm not jolting. I'm not moving anything else, only the shoulder joints up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Heels are going to stay fixed together. We're going to turn the toes out again. We're just going to draw the knees in wide towards the body and then take them out long. Keeping those heels fixed together as the toes are turned out, drawing the knees all the way in wide and then all the way out straight. We'll do about 8 of these. And then we're going to bend the knees in. We're going to remove the strap from the left side now, leaving just the right strap on the right foot. Left leg's going to come up into tabletop. Make sure that ankle is in the same line as the knee here. We're going to flex the right foot, keeping everything steady and stable. We're going to take that right leg down towards the springs and then back up, flexing into the strap as it goes back up towards the ceiling. And then again, I'm going to start to draw circles, opening that leg out and circling it around, making sure my body is still in alignment all down the middle of the carriage. Nothing else should be moving. Pelvis is steady and stable the whole time here. I'm going to change direction after this next one. So I'm going to open that leg out from the top, take it down towards the foot bar, in line, and then back up towards the ceiling. Drawing this big circle with this right foot now. Last 2. And last one here. Bend that knee in towards the body. Remove the strap now from the foot. Allow the carriage to close, and we'll hug the knees in towards the chest. And then we're going to roll up here. We're going to move on to one blue spring now for our next section. So let's take that red spring off. And then we're going to take our box. We're going to work into some upper body focused work now. So we're going to use our box. We're going to line it up on the right side of the reformer, just in line with the carriage. And then we're going to grab both of our weights now, so they're going to be close by. So I've got this box lined up with the carriage. I'm going to have my knees on the back of the box. Hands are going to go onto the front of the box, allowing the spine to go completely neutral. I'm not arching, I'm not rounding, it's completely flat. I'm going to take my right hand onto the closest shoulder rest. I'm going to send that right arm out long to open the carriage and then bend it back in to return. I'm not moving anything else. Out and in. After I've done this for a few times, I'm going to take the right knee in a little bit closer to the middle, and I'm going to extend my left leg up. I'm going to point those toes behind me, keeping the glutes engaged. That leg is going to stay lifted as the right arm goes out and in. I'm trying to keep the torso and the hips square still to the box. The challenge is to keep it completely square, keeping everything completely square in alignment, even when that left leg is lifted. Keep pointing those toes. We're not allowing that left foot to drop at all. I'm going to do about 10 reps of these, keeping the chest lifted, keeping my gaze towards the floor to make sure my head and my neck is staying in the same line as the rest of the spine. And then I'm going to take that knee back down, allow the carriage to close. I'm going to do a few cat and cows just to reset here. Roll the wrists out a little bit. I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest, scooping the belly in as I round the spine. And then I'm going to take my gaze out in front to arch the spine. I'll do this about 3 times each way. And then come back to neutral. I'm going to take my weights for this next one. It's always a bit of an awkward exercise to get into. We're going to be in a kneeling position. We're going to have our toes turned out. So I'm going to have my right leg pressed into the shoulder rest. The left foot is going to be turned out. I'm going to have the weights close to my chest. Just make sure that left leg is totally pressed into the shoulder rest, both the knee. Don't worry if the carriage moves as you get there. The knee and the ankle or the foot are pressed in to make sure everything's in alignment. I'm going to take my elbows wide. I'm going to keep the weights at my chest. All I'm going to do is open the carriage and then take it back towards the stopper. I want to look for my shoulders to be completely level, keeping my hips and my torso all square this way. Once I've done that a few times, I'm going to start to open the chest, taking the arms out long as I open the carriage, and then take the weights back to the chest to close the carriage. Keeping that length in the arms as I open them out, and then bring the weights really tight, really close to my chest, keeping the elbows wide as I send the carriage back. We'll do this about 8 to 10 times and relax and come out of this awkward position. Place the weights down. Once we've done the box on the other side and we've done the thigh exercise facing the other way, we're going to do our final exercise. We're going to come into another kneeling position, but facing the back of the Reformer now. Press both knees into the shoulder rest. We don't want to grip onto the frame because then we're going to start pulling, and we don't want our upper body to take over. We want to reach the arms forward, keeping them long to make sure the chest is lifted, the spine is nice and flat. We want to take our gaze towards the back of the frame of the Reformer. All we're doing here is using our core and lower body to open the carriage and then take it back towards the stopper, pressing both knees into the shoulder rest here. If you feel like you're starting to grip and you don't want to pull, you don't want the triceps to take over in this one, it wants to be all from the core and the lower body. You can also take the hands into a fist shape on the frame, and you can just rest them in that fist shape as you work through it. That will just help to avoid gripping and avoid pulling from here. So you have a few options to keep everything as it should be here. And that is us done. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. I love teaching this flow. It really helps to identify certain areas that need improving with our focus alignment, keeping everything nicely controlled as it should be, isolating arms and legs, making it really challenging and engaging. I really hope you enjoy it. Any feedback, please let me know. Thank you so much for joining. See you soon.